Okay, Sheetal, would you like to read the Sanskrit?
Yes. Yagnashishtashinas santo muchyante sarvakilvishai bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat.
So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. So Krishna is saying that the devotees, they don't get sin. Why? Because they're offering the food first to Krishna and then they're eating it. But the others who are not offering the food to Krishna, they get the sinful reactions and then again they get bound up in the cycle of karma. The devotees of the Supreme Lord or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness are called santas, and they are always in love with the Lord, as it is described in the Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santaha sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti. The santas, being always in compact of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the all-attractive person, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. So we also have that experience when we are very attached to someone, and if we are eating something, we will always offer them first. We will think about them. If we are the one who's preparing the food, then we are thinking, oh, how would he or she like this preparation? Oh, he or she likes this preparation so much. Let me tweak it to their preference. And then we will want to see, did you like it? Do you like it? We'll eagerly wait for them to eat, and then we will take. So in the same way, the devotees of the Lord, they are so much in love with Krishna. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. So what the devotees have is their eyes are smeared with the ointment of love. They have only love for Krishna. So what they eat first, they first offer it to Krishna. They don't eat without offering it to Krishna. Therefore, such devotees always perform yagyas in different modes of devotional service, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. And these performances of yagyas keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association in the material world. So what are the activities of the devotee? The devotee is always engaging in devotional service. And then there are 9 ways that we perform devotional service. And the beginning of it is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Shravanam, hearing. Devotional service begins with hearing, as we are now hearing from Bhagavad Gita. Kirtanam, when we are speaking from Bhagavad Gita, that is Kirtanam. And when we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Then Smaranam, when we are speaking and hearing about Krishna, automatically we remember him. Then Archanam. Archanam is when we are doing deity worship, worshipping the deity. And so all this, when a devotee, his whole day is Krishna conscious, so his whole mood is, how can I please Krishna? So even if he's doing other activities like eating or working or taking care of anyone, he's always relating all his activities to Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center. And because of that, a devotee does not have any sinful reactions to his work. And that's what is called akarma. He does not need to come back again to suffer or enjoy the result of his work. Why? Because he's not attached to the result. His attachment is, how can I please Krishna? What can I do to please Krishna? We can know also when we are very much in love with somebody, then we are always wanting to please them. You know, when we want, then, oh, how can I please him or her? What can I do? What will he or she like? Similarly, the devotees, they are in love with Krishna. So they are doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna. And what do they get in return? Krishna is not paying them salary or anything. What do they get in return for this service? They also feel more and more blissful. Their love for Krishna increases. They feel more and more pleasure. Their heart is filled with bliss because the pleasure that Krishna feels, he lets the devotee feel more pleasure than him. So he's supposed to be the receiving end. He is the receiving end. He's receiving the service. So he's enjoying, but he lets the devotee enjoy even more. And that's what keeps the devotee always motivated in wanting to serve more and more. So others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves, but also the eaters of all kinds of sins. Now, why people who are preparing food only for themselves and not offering it to Krishna, why are they thieves? Anybody? Well, because everything is made by Krishna. He's the one who's creating the seeds. He's giving the rains. He's giving the soil with which everything to grow. He's giving us the ability that we should be able to prepare the food.
He's not grateful to Krishna, basically.
Yeah, not grateful to Krishna. That's right. That's right. So sometimes the example is given, suppose there is a maidservant who comes to our house, opens our fridge, takes out all the supplies, cooks a nice meal, and then in front of us starts eating. So you're okay with the maidservant eating, that's okay. But you'll say, hey, offer me something, no? You came to my house, you're using all my ingredients, but you should offer me also something. In front of me, you're eating. So that's the same thing, you know. So when we are preparing something, when we are eating something, we should first offer it to Krishna. And when we first offer it to Krishna, it becomes sanctified. There is no sin involved in that then. Otherwise, there is sin involved. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. So why do we suffer? Why are we unhappy? We are unhappy because we have the sinful reactions. You know, we have these sufferings which we don't want, miseries which we don't want, and we get those because they are our sinful reaction for the actions which we have acted sinfully. Now, but we might say, well, I didn't do anything. I'm such a good person. I'm very kind. I'm not doing anything wrong. But here Krishna himself is saying that somebody who is preparing food only for himself is a thief. He's sinful. So therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtan Yagya in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world. So we are always trying to find peace and we are always trying to be happy. We go to great extents to become happy. We travel to the other part of the world thinking, let me have a change and then I will be happy. Or we do so many things, you know, to be happy. We might try different varieties of food. We might try different varieties of music, hear or sing different types of music. Or we might try to associate with different kinds of people, try to have different hobbies, or there's so many things. We are very creative like that to try to find happiness. No, I don't know if you're able to resonate with it. So for sure, we might get some enjoyment from all these things. It's not that there is no enjoyment, but it doesn't give us peace. Our heart doesn't feel blissful, no matter what we do, anything we do. Our heart will still feel that longing, that yearning. And what is that? That's the yearning for Krishna, because we are eternally parts and parcel of Krishna. So the only way that we can be happy is when we connect ourselves to Krishna, and which begins by hearing and chanting his name, hearing from Bhagavad Gita, hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, associating with devotees. That way we can be truly happy and truly peaceful. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody wanted to add anything? Or any comments or share anything? No? Then we can go to the next verse.
नहीं मैंने कहा तमी में आउट होता है. I don't want.
Text 14. So,
Annat. Okay.
yeah, Shital, can you please read?
अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः.
All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan, a great commentator on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows: Ye indradi angata yavasthitam yagyam sarveshwaram Vishnu abhyachya takkhesam ashanti tena taddeha yatram sampadayanti te shanta sarveshwarasya yagya purushasya bhakta sarva kilvishe anadikala vivrit Atmanubhava pratibandhake nikhile paper vimuchyante. The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yagya Purush, or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of all the demigods who serve him as the different limbs of the body serve the whole. So we see that people, when they do the yajna, the fire sacrifice, then that fire, it represents Lord Vishnu. It is for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. And then the demigods will get their share of the sacrifice only after Lord Vishnu has accepted the offering. When Lord Vishnu accepts it, and then after that, all the demigods take their share. So the demigods are the different personalities who are helping Krishna in the management of this full material universe. We can see, as there is a president of a country, and then the president has different ministers, Department of Education, Department of Health, Department of Transport, Department of Agriculture, or Department of Waterworks. There are so many different departments which help the president to run the country. Similarly, Krishna, he has kept these demigods in charge of the material universal affairs because he himself doesn't need to do anything. He's created the material world for us because we wanted to enjoy without him. That's the reason he created this universe. And then the demigods, they are high personalities, they are respectful personalities, they are devotees of the Lord, and they have that desire, though, to control and to be in power. And they have the qualification to be in that position. If somebody is being a minister in a proper country which is run by rules and regulations, then he needs to have the qualification to be in that position. So the demigods have those qualifications, and that's the reason Krishna has put them in that position, and that's how they serve Krishna. So demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifices to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains. So in the Vedas, in the Karma Kanda section, there is demigod worship is recommended in that section, so that the demigods, they get their share of supply of the sacrifice, and then because they are happy, so then there is enough rain, there is enough sunshine, they're able to, then they will supply all the necessities of the life, being pleased with our sacrifices. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods, who are different limbs of the Lord, are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. So, but when we are worshipping Krishna directly, then we do not need to separately please each and every demigod. We do not need to please Surya Dev, Chandra Dev, Vayu Dev separately if we become devotee of Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is the fountainhead. The demigods are all servants of Krishna. So if we are serving the master, we do not need to serve the servant. And then the demigods are also pleased when we serve Krishna. A master, a servant is always happy to see his master glorified. So the demigods are in fact happy when they see us worshiping Krishna. And in that way, they in fact take care of us even better. They are more pleased to supply us for all our necessities, what we need. So, for this reason, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature. So imagine just by eating Krishna prasadam, our sinful reactions are going away. Krishna is so kind. He makes so many ways so that we can come closer to him, so we can go back to him. Everybody has to eat. We eat minimum 3 times a day, you know, or at least once a day we will eat unless there's a special fast day. So we are all eating. We all need to eat. Now Krishna, just by eating food, he's making arrangement that we can get purified. He says, offer the food to me and then you eat and you will get purified. Your past sinful reactions will go away. That is how merciful he is. That is how much he is saying us to come back to him. You know, it's not that he needs anything. He does not need our chapati or bhaji. He doesn't need, he's creating everything. He's the one who's created and he's the one who's maintaining. But what he needs is our love, our loving reciprocation. And what happens, we are the ones who are suffering here. So in that way, he feels suffering. Oh, you all are suffering in this material world. Whereas for himself, he doesn't need anything. He is self-sufficient. God is self-sufficient. When there is an epidemic disease, an antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection. And one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of his past material infections, which are impediments to the progress of self-realization. So Krishna is making things easier for us. He's just saying, okay, you're going to eat anyway, offer it to me first. Offer it to me. And with that, our material desires, our anarthas, our abhadrani, which are there in the heart, you know, they get all washed away. The things which prick our heart. I don't know if you all have noticed, there's so many things which make the heart, they prick our heart, they make our heart heavy. Just by eating Krishna prasadam, all those goes away. On the other hand, who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action, and this prepares the next body to resemble hogs and dogs to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins. And so here, the Bhagavad Gita is saying that if we don't offer to Krishna, then we are continuing in our samsara, in our cycle of birth and death. Because of our sins, we are continuing to sin. And so we will keep on getting sinful reactions. Then we will continue to remain in this material world. The material world is full of contaminations. And one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack. Whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. So this is an easy way for us, very easy way Krishna is giving us to become immune from all sins. Just offer him the food. Krishna is pure vegetarian. He does not eat meat, fish, or eggs. He does not drink tea or coffee. But anything vegetarian without onion and garlic can be prepared and offered to Krishna. Can put a tulsi leaf on top. Krishna says, you can offer me with love and devotion some water, a leaf, a flower, or fruit, and he accepts it. So, and it's not that Krishna says, no, you must give me Indian food or Chinese food or Italian. No, anything. He's not particular about which cuisine to prepare. No, he doesn't. Anything that we are eating, as we said, pure vegetarian food without onion and garlic, we can first offer to Krishna and then accept as Krishna Prasad. Food, grains, or vegetables are factually eatables. The human being eats different kinds of food, grains, vegetables, fruits, etc. And the animals eat the refuse of the food, grains, and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of big factories. So suppose we just keep on all the agricultural land, we can see in some countries, they're changing the agricultural land into factories, industries, and then what happens to those countries? In the end, they have to import rice, they have to import wheat from other countries because we have to eat. No matter how many factories we build and we have a very lavish lifestyle, quality of life, but if we don't have food, what do we do? So everybody has to eat. And then the people who are eating animals, those animals also need the plants to eat. Because what are the animals eating? Of course, nowadays, the poor animals, they are mistreated to such degree, it's horrifying to see it. The way we are mistreating the animals is really, and we are seeing the reaction, we are suffering the reaction of it with this pandemic. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of big factories. The field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky. And such rains are controlled by demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc. And they are all servants of the Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of nature. Yajna, specifically the Sankirtan Yajna, prescribed for this age, must therefore be performed to save us at least from scarcity of food supply. So actually, Krishna provides for everyone. This earth is abundantly capable to provide for everyone, but it's not capable to provide for everyone's greed, can provide for everyone's need. It's only some of us we manipulate because of our greed, and so that's why there becomes imbalance. And human life is meant for austerity. That's what keeps us apart from the animals. Otherwise, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, the animals do that too. The animals eat, the animals sleep, animals mate, and the animals defend. Oh, what sets a human being apart? Human being has the intelligence to ask, who am I? What am I doing? And then we perform austerity. We are supposed to perform yajna. And in this age of Kali, the recommended process for yajna is the Sankirtan yajna, chanting of the holy name of Krishna and giving this holy name to others. So we chant ourselves and we spread it to others. And in that way, we can see that at least the food supply will be sufficient. And by chanting, what happens is our heart gets purified. our consciousness gets purified. Then the more we chant, the more our heart gets purified. Then we will be able to see our own true self. Right now, we are not able to see ourselves because of so much dirt on our consciousness. And so the Hare Krishna mantra, it acts like a cleansing agent, like a very, very powerful cleaner. So, sometimes when the dirt is accumulated very strong, it's just too much dirt, not clean for very long. We have to apply special cleaners. Then the ordinary cleaners don't work. So the Hare Krishna mantra acts as this special cleaner on our hearts to clean our consciousness. And then we can see ourselves and we can see Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yes, please.
So, you mentioned how in the factories and these days, almost like in lots of factories, there's a lot of harm being done to the animals, and this includes cows as well. So, like according to what we are taught, like we are allowed to have dairy, right? Except for eggs, but because these animals are being harmed, is it still okay for us to drink milk from cows and have cheese and butter?
So there are different devotees who have different opinions. So some of the, but traditionally what is supposed to happen is we are supposed to keep the cows happy.
Yeah.
We're supposed to give them enough grass, enough place to walk around. And because the cows are happy, they will automatically supply enough milk to us. And with that milk, we can prepare cheese and butter and whatever we like. But now, because of our exploitative tendencies, we are killing the cows. We are torturing the cows. We are not milking the cows in a loving way. And that is what is bad. So then some devotees, they have the thing that if suppose we really, or some of them are vegan. They say, no, we don't want to have milk products because the way it is, the cows are being treated, how the milk is taken. And then some devotees have the thought that if right now the cow is being kept alive just because they have the milk, otherwise they'll be just slaughtered immediately, So they're both schools of thought, and then we make our own decision. I know some devotees, they have milk products which are coming only from organic farms. The cows are organically raised and organically milked. And then some devotees, because having this organic is a bit more expensive than the regular, then some of them, to compensate, they make a donation accordingly. So each of them, because it is an issue, and in the devotee community, it is spoken of quite a bit. And then each is made to make their own decision, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if we drink the milk that is coming from the factories where the cows are being harmed, does that contribute towards our sins as well?
In this age of Kali, there is a sin at each and every level. At each and every level, which we can't avoid it. We really can't avoid it. And so, as I said, that some devotees, they totally don't accept this kind of milk, and some, they will still offer it to Krishna and then accept it. So each is making their own personal decision. But Srila Prabhupada, when Srila Prabhupada was here, that time also cows were mistreated, but he would also have milk products. But I'm not sure if they were mistreated to this degree as they are mistreated today. I'm not sure if they are mistreated more today than before. And what was the other thing? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hope this was helpful.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, just one more thing, Shilpa.
Yes, please.
Yeah, regarding this, so long as you offer, we can't avoid, like Shilpa said, and everything is contaminated, actually, if you see the depth. So it's best to, whatever we offer, whatever we eat, just offer. First offer to Krishna and then eat. So that, kind of sort of nullifies it, because we have no choice as well. Milk also, what you get, she's right, organic may not be available everywhere. It's difficult to get also.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's best to offer everything. My daughter, for this reason, has gone vegan, but she needs milk. It's very important for the development of the brain as well.
Yeah.
Okay, offer, it's a basic requirement. But I think if you offer everything, then it's okay.
Yeah. But so if there are people who are like before they transition into going vegetarian, those that eat non-vegetarian food, would you
Yeah.
recommend them to offer it to Krishna as well?
Offer what to Krishna? The milk?
The non-vegetarian food?
No, that's not apt, no? That's not sattvic.
Okay.
And milk we are not killing the cow to get milk. That's why she's known as the mother. She's known as a mother because she gives us milk.
Okay.
It's okay to have a milk. But if somebody is going to kill her and eat her flesh, that is not sattvic, no? She's a mother. Can you kill any of your own family members? थोड़ा सा चोट किसी को लग जाती है, we create such a big hoo-and-ha. And she's a universal mother.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Haribo.
Thank you so much, Meena, for that.
Haribo.
And because Krishna is a vegetarian, he does not eat non-vegetarian foodstuff. All the living entities are children of Krishna, no matter what form they are in. For example, right now we are in this human life, but in the past we have had also bodies of animals. We have had animals or aquatics or birds. That's the process of evolution. So then how would we feel if somebody were to eat us, kill us and eat us, Then it's stopping the process of a gradual progress into higher and higher body. It's stopping it. It's not a natural thing to do. So it's very sinful to be able to do that. And what is sad is that we are not taught about this. We are not taught about it. In fact, we are taught the meat is so nicely packaged now in supermarket that we don't see what goes on behind it. How is it that it reaches the supermarket? How are the animals treated and how they are tortured and killed? That is not seen, and which is really sad. Because we don't know, and then we continue to commit sins.
It really is sad.
Yeah. So, but Krishna, he eats anything vegetarian prepared without onion and garlic. And he accepts that.
What are the reasons for not eating onion and garlic?
I've
heard that it's like it just heats up your brain, so you act more angry. Is that the true reason?
Yeah, they are the modes of passion and ignorance. So our actions, yes, as you said, our thoughts and actions will become influenced. More anger, more, like passion and ignorance. So it'll lead to ignorant activities, sleep, intoxication, illicit activities of sinful activities, killing animals, gambling, all that.
Okay.
Yeah. We are what we eat. No, that's a popular saying, right? I think in the West also they say you are what you eat.
Yeah.
So whatever we eat affects our consciousness.
Yeah. I agree. After eating Krishna Prasadam, I feel different as to eating non-Krishna Prasadam. It gives off very different feelings.
Oh,
It's so obvious,
Thank
no?
you.
When you start,
yes,
when
thank you for that.
eating Krishna Prasad.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is true. It is really a different feeling. Thank you for that. Thank you. And so
Sorry, this is one thing. Also, mushrooms is not, you cannot offer mushrooms as well.
yeah,
I
Krishna
don't know the exact
offer-
reason why.
mushrooms are also in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah.
They're born, they are in the dark, but here the mushrooms are not offered to the deities, but the Chinese devotees. They
Mhm.
will add mushroom later, but they don't offer it to the deity after the
Oh,
deity
okay.
because it is like such a central part of Chinese cuisine and they're already giving up meat. So some devotees do
Right.
eat mushroom also. They do eat
Okay.
mushroom. Some devotees, but of course not in the temple. Like they won't offer it to the deity. They will add it later.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. So we can stop here for today. Are there any other comments or questions on Prasad? No? Then we can stop here for today and we can chant one round. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.